In this video, we're going to review the critical dates and the procedure for filing your lien. We're talking about lien deadlines in Wisconsin. Each state has their own requirements, and we're talking about Wisconsin only. We're also talking about jobs that are not bonded, and we're not talking about jobs that are government jobs. They have their own rules. So we're talking about a non-bonded, non-government job. And there are three different noticing dates that you have to keep in mind. It's when you first start on the job, when you've completed the job, and 6 months after you completed the job. All of your lien rights, all of the lien rights for all of the contractors and subcontractors go back to the first visible commencement of the job. That might not be you. If you're not the excavator, you're the roofer, your lien still goes back to the first visible commencement. Now there are separate rules for subcontractors, or called prime contractors, or subcontractors. In all events, the lien must be filed within 6 months of the last delivery of the material or providing of labor. And it's the material that you have supplied and the labor that you have supplied. It doesn't mean the last date of delivery of the material to the project. You may be out of the project long before the project is over. Your critical time, your 6 months, begins to run from the last date you have delivered material or supplied product. Before you can file that lien, you must send a notice of intent to file lien. That has to be sent by certified mail, return receipt request. That's where you get the little green card, or personal service. That must be filed 30 days before you can file the lien. So effectively, if you haven't started acting on this within 5 months, you've lost your lien rights. And the law is clear. These are deadlines. If you miss them by 1 day, you miss them by 100 years. You've lost your lien rights. There's nothing, though, that says that you have to wait 5 months. As soon as there is a concern about payment, you should be sending out that notice of intent to file lien, and 30 days later you should be filing that construction lien. There's no need to wait till the last minute to do this, and in fact it probably makes it more difficult for you because you're going to make a mistake, or you're going to be rushing it, or you're going to miss a deadline. So as soon as there's any doubt, get going on your noticing and on your liens. The other notices that are going to be important are when you first begin work. If you're a subcontractor, within 60 days of the first delivery of materials or labor, within 60 days, you must send a initial notice to the owner. 2 copies of the initial owner to the owner. If you're a general contractor, this notice must be given within 10 days. Typically, it's included within the contract, the written contract the general contractor has with the owner. So, in summary, that first notice has to be done within 10 days of the first work for the general and 60 days of the subcontractor. When things are getting of concern, you want to send that notice of intent to file lien as soon as you become concerned about it, but in all events, it's it has to be within 5 months of your last work or material. Doesn't matter if the project is going on after you're there. That lien right, that 6-month lien right, comes from the time you have provided the service or the material. Before you file that lien, you've got to give your 30-day notice. So those are the 3 dates that you have to keep in mind. And bear in mind that your lien, like all liens, then date back to the first visible commencement of the work on the project. So the roofer has the same priority or the same right to share in the pool as the plumber, as the excavator, as the cement contractor. All those go back to that first date. If you have any questions as to whether or not you think there's a benefit to filing a lien, see our earlier video about the benefit of a lien. But these are your dates. These are rights. Don't lose them.